and we've got a little write-up. They asked me a few questions, and it's got some screenshots there and some really cool stuff all about the game right there. So it's a really positive write-up. Very cool. They had a lot of very cool things to say about it. Particularly about the design mode and Unity and all that stuff. So it's a very cool thing. So again, if you're in the stores, Toys R Us, 7-Eleven, any of those I think carry this. Look for fun online games and turn to page 83, and you'll see a little write-up about Atmosphir. So pretty cool. Anyway, let's move on to talk about a few different community things that are going on. First, let's talk about the texture contest, which I'm extremely excited about. This is the first time we've ever opened up this to the community. Usually the art team is the only one that I see Dr. Fuzziness. I'm really looking forward to Fuzzy's entries. I can't wait to see what he makes. But this is the first time that art team has opened up the art of Atmosphir to the community. We did texture mods in the past, and that'll be something you'll be able to do in the future as well. But right now we want to add some really official blocks into the game based on stuff that you guys want to do. There's a lot of really talented artists out there in the community, and we wanted to make sure that you guys have the opportunity to add these things into the game in an official capacity. And you guys always have ideas that we've seen in the ideas thread over and over again, so now we're going to give you that chance. We've seen a lot of great entries coming in. There's, I think I've received over at least 50 entries so far, so there's a lot of interest in this thing. There's a big gap in types of blocks or quality or whatever. I'd say the one thing we see the most is sort of blocks that don't really work in a pattern. They're not very seamless, or they don't really work well as it doesn't work well as a series of blocks. So when you're uploading your textures, when you're submitting it to the contest, all the rules are on atmosphir.com, by the way, in the forums, and there's a banner image that should talk about that. When you do that, you should make sure, just test and sort of put the pattern next to each other in Photoshop or whatever program you're using, basically, and make sure that it looks okay textured. Even if you have the old Atmosphir for some reason, which I saw like Yanuma had and stuff like that, then you can actually test it in the game and see how it looks into blocks. So yeah, Dr. Fuzziness is saying the same thing. So it's great, and it's really cool to see what everyone's making and coming in. We've seen some really cool textures, and I think we said we're going to pick around up to 5, so we'll see. And I think any of those are going to be really great additions to the game and really add some new elements to Atmosphir's worlds and layouts. So very cool. Moving on, we've got the 2D contest, 2D tin contest. I believe Monday is the deadline for that. I was playing a lot of these levels yesterday. I just searched for 2D10 and was playing a bunch of them, and there's some really cool stuff out there. You guys have really taken the camera tool and taken 2D levels and taken them to the next level. I mean, it's so cool to see all the stuff that you guys are making with it. When we add a feature, we're always sort of, is this going to work? How's it going to be? And cameras have obviously been a big tool, and a lot of people are using them in really cool ways. From all the cutscene stuff you guys are doing are really great. There's a lot of really cool, little cinematic details and stuff like that you're adding into the levels. It's very cool. So I think it's we'll continue to see that. So if you haven't finished your level, get it in by Monday, and then voting will start next week, and we'll see who wins all the Atmos, and we'll be announcing the next contest probably at the end of next week as well. Although that's Thanksgiving, so maybe it'll have to wait until the next week. Yeah, we're going to take this to a whole nother level. That's right, Elite Blackjack, and I see what you're saying there. So anyway, Markot's asking if I can make a level about Russia. Some of you guys were catching me before I started this doing a sound test, talking in a Russian accent, and apparently there's evidence of that on YouTube somewhere. I've yet to see it. Anyway, okay, so we're going to move on right now to showing you what's going on with the new Atmosphir desktop version. I'm going to switch it over to here. And here's my nice little desktop with this cool little background. If you guys like this background, I can put it on the Atmosphir forums or something like that for you guys to use as your wallpaper if you want it. So, okay, sounds like a lot of yeses. Okay, I'll do that later. Please remind me. So let's get started here with Atmosphir New. So when you first launch the game, you get this little installer thing that says, which was really quick, but it basically is checking for new content in the game. So what you just saw was sort of a placeholder, but with art, but basically it's going to check for the latest and greatest stuff and automatically download it for you. You know, just like the old stuff, right? Just like the old games. So again, what we're looking at right now is a desktop version of Atmosphir, which is scheduled to come out next month sometime for Mac and PC. And we're going to be doing a big push behind it, and basically it's something that the community has been asking for a lot, and will hopefully give you a big performance increase, particularly in designing and playing levels. We're also redesigning some of the user interface, which will also reflect the web version as well, but just to make things a little bit better. So when you go in here, when you first started off, you're going to see a little thing, and this is something that's standard with a lot of Unity games, is you'll be able to select your resolution here. So I'm just going to do 1024 by 768, and then you can change the graphics quality as well. You know, we've got our own in-game graphic changer tools, and you'll be able to change this within the options menu as well. But this is just really user-friendly and easy for people to immediately, you know, test out before they start the game and see what works the best for them. You can also turn windowed mode on and off. And then you've also got over here input, where you can change all the different you know, controls and things like that if you really wanted to, including joystick axis as well if you wanted to add a you know, some sort of third-party controller or any sort of, you know, additional joystick as well. So I'm going to go and play this, and then let's see what this looks like. Actually, I'm going to try to zoom in on this if I can. Let's see. Oh great, it couldn't load because I was missing an element. Awesome. Let's see how this works. Okay, there we go, we're zoomed in a little bit. So unfortunately it's not loading right now. As you can see, normally this would have all the different you know, levels and stuff like that in it. I'm going to show you some things a little bit later, but this is, you know, the desktop version, so I can move this around and everything, and this is playing in the, you know, in the desktop. One of the things you'll notice is it went directly to the Play browser, and one of the things we really want to do is we felt like the main menu is just sort of a throwaway screen. It's, you know, it's just showing you some buttons and a screenshot, and that's it. Originally we had the idea to add the level of the days up there, but you know, it was just too much work, and I'd forget a lot of times to do it, and one time I even uploaded the pictures into the wrong folder, and so it was for like a month there were the old photos and stuff, so it's just not worth it to do that. Instead, we want to get you right into the action, right into the best new levels, and so that's what's going to take you right here. Now you notice we've got the little you know, most popular levels up here, and all the different things, filters like you're used to. I know there's been a discussion about levels of the day and XP levels, whether they should be separate or not. We'll talk a little bit more about that internally and decide what's the best. You also notice down here we've got tag search and designer search. This is really cool and something people have been asking for a long time. If you click on designer search, it says designer and gives you a little colon, and then you can put the designer's name that you want to search for, and it'll show you all those levels. So if I search for, you know, designer snipers, I could find all of Sniper's Death Tunnels levels, which are some of the, you know, the most amazing levels in Atmosphir. Totally kidding. But anyway, that's a really old joke. I bet only 5 of you get that. Anyway, so it's, you know, it's pretty cool, and it's a really easy. Again, we wanted to streamline the experience to make it as easy as possible. So you're able to search. You've also got customize here, which brings up a little customized screen. And you'll be able to do different things here, like, you know, your wins, losses, time, all that stuff. We're doing different colors to sort of signal different things. So when you're customizing and doing options and stuff like that, it'll turn a purple background to give you that. So I could, you know, see only easy levels that are below average, that were made this year, and that I've abandoned or stuff like that if you really wanted to. Up here in this corner, you'll notice is the little mini profile, and this is showing that I'm a club member, but it's also showing, let me try to zoom in here if I can. It's also showing, you know, my current experience and how much more I have to go until I get to the next level. Right now, XP levels always give you 100 XP. and what we're going to basically be doing is changing that in the future to do cater to certain levels. You know, some levels might be worth more XP, others might be worth less, but they'll be more like that. And this is just makes things a little bit easier for you to see how much more you have to do until you get to the next level. Obviously, we're also working on the reward store, and that I'm not going to show you today, but that's heavily in progress, and we're very excited about that as well. Down here, you've got a button for the main menu, and if you click this, the main menu just pops up, and you can click it on and off. So it's really easy to get